Philip is on the line in Charleston, West Virginia. Hi, Philip. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Dave. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, Dave, I got a question about secondary employment, I guess, for you. Me and my wife recently got married last year, and we've been working to get out of debt. We got the $1,000 in the bank, but I've never had to work on Sundays. I've always been blessed to not have to as a Christian. It's always been really great for me. But the secondary employment opportunities where I live, all of them want their people to be able to work on Sundays. And I was wondering, as a Christian, is it justifiable to work on the Sabbath while I'm trying to get out of debt as quick as I can?
Well, the way you're phrasing this, it obviously means a lot to you to be off on the Sabbath. You and I share that kind of a faith. I'm an evangelical Christian, so I love the fact that my buddies at Chick-fil-A are closed on Sundays. I think that's cool. And
Right.
And actually, there's fun productivity studies out there that show that you're more productive at work when you work 6 days a week. And so it turns out God had a plan, no shock to you and me, right?
Yeah, who would have thought that?
Yeah, who would have thunk it? And and yet I also hear in your voice and the word choice that you're using that you're not all twisted up about this, like you're afraid you're going to hell if you work on Sunday or something. It's not a salvation issue. So I'm not real legalistic about it with the doctrine that I follow. I generally don't work on Sunday, but I have.
Right.
I have at times. And if I do, it's, seldom a full day. In my world, I usually, it would be unusual. If I'm working on Sunday, it would be because I'm preaching at a church these days, and I guess you'd call that work, but I guess it is. And actually not being paid for it, so I don't know if it's work, but anyway. So I don't think it's a salvation issue. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it is God's best plan for us to take time off and focus on Him one day a week. I think that's His best plan, but there's a lot of grace around it. And so I'm not much of a legalist on hardly anything for that matter, except real core orthodoxy type issues when it comes to doctrine. But, so for a period of time, if you're careful and you do it as little as possible and you're trying to hit some goals for your family, I have, and I don't think it damaged my relationship with God. But I don't do it as a habit, and I'm certainly not doing it as a way of life. But, I mean, I know other people that work every Sunday and they have Mondays off, and so they're going to choose the time they spend with God, and they set aside with God for a different day of the week. You'd be really hard-pressed to prove it is actually Sunday or Saturday. There's entire denominational splits have been caused over less. I know that, but
But when you go to church on your Sabbath days,
that's Saturday night church is everywhere now. So, and unless you're Seventh-day Adventist, that's not going to be your deal. So anyway, it's interesting. So I've just got a lot of grace around it. So if for a period of time you did, but you said, hey, this is not who I am, it's not how I'm going to live my entire life, but for a period of time to hit a particular goal that's good for my family, I'm going to pour the coals on. Well, I've done that. And
I figured you might consider that the donkey in the ditch clause.
It's that kind of thing. But again, it's because I'm not, Jesus said, I am the Sabbath in Scripture. And so you get your rest and your peace in Him, is what He was saying there, not in a certain day. But it is very valuable to take time off and to not be a workaholic. And, there's that's the other side of the equation, so to speak. So I'm pretty lightweight about it. But the other thing is this, I would leave it up to you, too. You don't need to do something because Dave Ramsey said. Dave Ramsey's doctrine on this or Dave Ramsey's doctrine on that. That'd be a bad idea. But if you feel convicted that you shouldn't, and you think that that's not some kind of performance-based Christianity or some kind of legalism, but you think that's God's Spirit speaking to you, then don't. If you feel like it's God's Spirit telling you not to work on Sunday, then don't. I would say that's conviction, and I would defend you to do that as well. So, but I didn't hear that in the way you presented the question, and so I'll give you, between two just regular guys sitting here talking, neither one of us students of theology or doctrine, right? Other than I have been a student of theology and doctrine for 30 years. But aside from that, but I mean, we're not professional preachers, you and me. So we're just sitting here talking. Personally, I don't think anything about it, but I don't regularly work on Sundays either. For that matter, I don't regularly work on Saturdays. So there's another thing, by the way. Especially in summertime, I'll be at the lake house. So there you go. Hey, thanks for the call, dude. I hope that helps you a little bit. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.